You should have read this without a problem. I'm going to go through it with you. We're going to make some annotations. And I hope what you really noticed were the text features. There were a ton of text and graphic features within here. The title is up at the top, which tells us what the text is about. You had a question that asked you what was the difference between an upstander and a bystander. So if you were looking, it says right here, Ellis says the worst reaction when you see bullying is to be a bystander. That's a person who witnesses bullying but doesn't try to help. And the upstander is a couple paragraphs below it. Instead, she suggests be an upstander. That's someone who supports the person being bullied. Okay, so it clearly gives you definitions of both terms. Always take a look at all the graphic features around. So you have, instead of here, you have this bully picking on this person here. And I would say, now that I know those two terms, upstander and bystander, that this person here looks like he's just a bystander. He's just recording. He's not interfering at all with what's happening. And that's not doing anything to help the situation. So then you have this sidebar here to give a little bit more information on the topic. Sidebars do that. They give you additional information, and it's very important to be aware of that. So it says, what is bullying? These tips will help you tell the difference between bullying and silly drama like disagreements or teasing, and that's usually where some people get confused. But there is a difference. So it tells you the definition of it within here. In addition, you have the words to know. So you have taunting, which these are the words we're at the beginning of the lesson. Taunting is making fun of or insulting someone. Excluding is purposely leaving someone out. And then you have another graphic feature here, and it kind of looks like a comic to me. So I think the author made it that way to make it more interesting to the reader because, we all like our comics and our cartoons and so on. You have this person who's just dribbling the basketball by herself, and these two are just kind of looking back at her. The expression on their face seems to say that they don't really think highly of her. More than half of bullying situations stop when a peer steps in to help. So that's another nice word there, peer. A peer means somebody who is around your age group. So not necessarily an adult, but somebody who is the same age range. So this person looked like they saw what was going on, and they went beside the person who was left alone, and they weren't a bystander, they were an upstander, basically. So this is a situation where you would go ahead and stop bullying. So if somebody's taunting or excluding somebody from something, yes. However, there are situations where you really don't want to go ahead and interfere. And they give a little bit more clarification with that over here. About 30% of bullying incidents include physical attacks, and yeah, you can clearly see that here. He's pushing, he's shoving him. That boy sees him, but he knows not to go ahead and actually intervene because he could get hurt himself. So instead, he notifies an adult to help. That would be a situation where you would not go ahead and stop it right away. You would have to find somebody to help if you feel that somebody's being aggressive and such. And then they pose a question, what would you do? So if you had somebody, nobody wants to sit with AJ on the bus, she's all alone and your friends are laughing at her, what would you do based on what this article is saying? Because remember, just like it said, more than half of bullying situations stop when they see somebody is stepping in to help, because then they realize, hey, I'm doing a bad thing here. I'm the bad guy, I'm not the hero. And that changes things.